Hello, hello, and welcome in, everybody. We are back with more Dawntrail MSQ. Just a sec, I need to change one thing. Why won't this let me? Oh, wow, that shit needs to close because it is locked up. Sorry. Something was not working there for a second. Let me see if that fixed it. Yep, that got it. Anywho, we're back. I managed to level my Viper to 92, mostly off stream, but with the last stream as well, was leveling the Viper and not doing any MSQ stuff. And he is ready, so we are about to go back into the MSQ with the big solo duty of 92 that I left off at. Also, I really do like this glam. Honestly, I just put this glam together on the Viper to be like, let's just try and get like kind of close to what Meteor looks like in the trailers for Dawntrail, which I do know is an actual armor set in the game. It's the 98 or whatever Viper artifact set that you then do role quests and then you can dye it and all that stuff. I know that armor set does actually exist in the game, but I'm not 98 yet, and I'm not nearly far enough to buy the Viper artifact set, so I just put together my own set that looks pretty close. And actually, it got pretty good. There's not as much white in it as Meteor has. He tends to have like a white undershirt or whatever here. And also, I kept the necklace. I think it's just fitting to pretty much put this necklace on every single one of my outfits for, you know, lore, story, whatever, MSQ reasons. But otherwise, yeah, mostly it's just like Meteor set. Minus the swords, which are pretty much just whatever swords I could get my hands on at the time. I think these are like the 92 swords or whatever. I haven't found a set of Viper swords I love yet, which isn't to say there isn't good Viper swords in the game. I've seen like 2 or 3 of the swords so far, and I haven't seen any that I really love yet. But I'm sure I'll find some that are much better. Basically, I don't want all this weird stuff, right? I don't like the weird bulges in this blade, and I don't like the stupid little hooks that they have either. I just want like a pair of blades on my back. So I'm sure I'll find something that'll work for me. But for now, it is time to make good on the title of the stream, Viper versus Viper. Let's see what they're up to. Raid, join, roulette raids, current one, weekly raids. Okay, yeah, no, they're doing weekly raids anyway. Doesn't matter. Okay. Here we go. Back into the duty, which was somewhat difficult, but I don't think I actually would have lost it. I don't know, maybe I would have. I was purposely like letting myself get hit more often than I really should have and all that sort of stuff, right? Because I wanted to turn into a Viper and come back and fight it, sort of thing. So, that's why I was getting hit as much as I was, but he is pretty tough. I will give him that. Although I know his most of his mechanics a lot better now that I've actually fought him once. Pretty much everything right up until he does the phase change or whatever you want to call it and does like the big attacks. I don't really know those very well because that's where I sort of let myself get taken down. You know, I'll go ahead and let the cutscene play again. May as well. I think I could skip this, but
my daughter's champion
nah.
was back in the city.
It's too good.
I couldn't resist the opportunity.
Uh-huh. Of course not. I'm down. It's like, I'm 100% fine with this. You want to fight? Let's fight, sure. I mean, he's ahead of resolve. Of course he wants to test his resolve against me. I'm fine with that. Actually, I kind of even like his blades. Those, like, bone blades with the serration on the back are kind of cool looking. I do like that even my character is like perfectly fine with this. Like, he comes walking up to me with a blade and my character just smiles at him and he's just like, yeah, alright, let's do this.
And I've been craving a proper challenge. The Lance Walter Estinian. He fought well enough,
Yup.
but our bout was ended before a victor could be decided.
Estinian's got Thrall to go hunt down just for
Judging
like
the
shits and
sailor's
giggles.
gossip,
Like
you
for no
are
greater
well
reason than to
known
just
in
test
your
himself a
homeland.
little.
Yet I wonder, with all your deeds done and victories won,
I do kind of find it hilarious that so far, this may change later in the MSQ, but so far, like, Estinian happens to be here too, but he's not, like, part of the trials, and he's not helping out any of the claimants or anything. He's just happened to be here. He's just like, I went east last time, so this time I picked west, and I ended up here. Maybe it'll turn out he's helping out one of the claimants, but I kind of doubt it. The only ones left would be Bakuzaja, who never would have called for anyone to help him anyway, and Zorolja. I don't think Estinian would help, but who knows? Maybe just for, like, fun and to test himself against us, he'll decide to help Zorolja or something. But I somehow doubt that. Why don't we find out? I love the smirk. I love the stupid, cocky little catboy smirk. It's great. Just like, oh, why don't we find out?
a spirited answer. Why not?
Bring it on. I love that look so much. It's like the best look ever on like my character's face. Stupid little cocky smirk. Like, all right, let's do this.
The battle rages upon me.
Stop short of killing you.
Of course.
I'll stop short of killing you.
Mercies.
Sure, pal.
Come,
I'll stop short of killing
ready
you,
your
Gulu
parts,
Jaja.
and show me the truth of the tales.
Let's party. Ooh. Well, hello there. This is interesting. Liking the music. Let's do this.
Give it your all.
Oh, wait, I don't even need to be using True North. He has no positionals. Okay. He has no positionals.
Let's test the waters. They didn't even blink.
Not sure about that one. Okay, yeah, that one's just a line cleave.
I see you know the Viper style.
I see you know the Viper style, yep. Yes, I do. Not bad, this music. I'm actually, like, zoomed way in right now, which is funny. Not even, like, bothering to zoom out much. Down for the count.
Resolve and
This is nice music. It's like, Reason is not gonna help you so much right now.
right.
Reason is asleep. Hey, Mello! Hi, Mello. Of course, come in and immediately start throwing things at me while I'm busy fighting. Hey, guys.
you think
Hi,
you
Luco.
had my
Hi,
measure?
Velo.
Take this!
Oh, whoops. Walked right into that one. Okay, let's at least avoid that last one.
Still holding up?
Say what? Is this gonna make me go forward? Okay, yep, I was right. He's gonna kick me forward. I actually called that one correctly. Good to know. Oh. Oh, I see what you're doing there. God, Viper is so much fun. I honestly, I'm not even up to 100 yet, and I think Viper might be my new main on Melee. Like, I love Reaper so much, but I'm thinking Viper might be my new main for Melee. Tower.
Stay alert.
Whew. This is a lot of fun. I mean, this is a tough fight, but this is a lot of fun. Okay, I'm in perfect place for this right now. Oh, except he's about to cleave. Damn it. Oh, damn, I missed the extras there. Oh, well.
You fight well indeed.
Let's go this way. It's pretty fun music. Fancy blade work.
You really are formidable.
Yo. I actually kind of love where the Warrior of Light is right now in the story. Like, the Warrior of Light is this, like, untouchable, godlike warrior that no one can beat, and the game is willing to acknowledge that. So it's like, yeah, sure, Dawntrail isn't really your story, but, it doesn't need to be. Like, you can basically beat any threat that comes at you. Why would Dawntrail need to be your story? Shit, towers. Whew! Oh, shit! This is a tough one. Shit, this one's tough. Damn. That was a tough one. That was a lot tougher than the ones I'm used to, man. I was sitting there mashing like my keys one-handed, and the bar was still going down. I'm like, oh fuck, two hands. I don't know how someone who actually tries to click the button would actually win that flash.
I brought my full strength to bear against opponents before, but you are the first to withstand it.
Yeah, great.
Even with my head of reason asleep, I
Uh-huh.
never expected you to give me so much
I
trouble.
love that his head of reason was asleep, and that's how tough that fight was with him. Like, this is like an unbeatable fight if the head of reason was
Stinian
awake.
did not exaggerate. You are a force to be reckoned with.
At least not till we reach like 100, probably. Also, I heard you guys were doing raids today. Good luck on that. I can't do any of those raids yet. I'm not quite there.
Now, a confession. I said I crave a challenge, and that was no lie. But I had another reason for calling you here. I had to judge for myself if you were fit to attend my beloved daughter.
Had to make sure you were actually a good
In
protector
some
for her.
respects, she is much like me. Hard-headed and prone to rush into danger. But one with your talents could readily dispatch the threats that bar Namachi's way.
Yeah, exactly like I said before. I love that the game is acknowledging that, like, the Warrior of Light has pretty much surpassed everyone in the entire universe at this point. Like, the Warrior of Light is this humongous blunt instrument that you could just
Will
point
you
at
hear
any
my
threat, and it's
question
like,
and
it'll be
answer me
dealt with.
plainly? Address me not as the ruler of Tuliyola, but a concerned father. Thank you.
I like when a game is willing to acknowledge that we've put in like hundreds, if not thousands, of hours into the gameplay and become super freaking powerful.
Then tell me, given your journey together thus far, what is your impression of Lamati?
Stupid. Doesn't even have a second brain cell to rub against that first one. And probably the perfect person to
Whether
succeed
it be
you.
as their promise or just a companion
Like,
on the road.
she's probably perfect to succeed you because
Speak
she
your
doesn't
mind.
have these grand ambitions that, like, completely make light of the people to pursue her huge ambitions. She just wants the people to be happy. I like her. Nah. She may not be entirely ready to rule. Like, maybe she won't do the day-to-day rulership stuff very well, but she's ready. More so than any of her siblings, that's for sure.
Ha! A tactful response, but agreed. She is not ready for the throne.
Well, none of them are.
Not yet.
Not a single one of them is anywhere near ready for the throne.
Lamati thinks she understands her many peoples, their histories, their cultures, their beliefs. But she knows only what she's seen in the capital.
Well, that's why we're traveling.
And it's not only her who concerns me. Even this early in the contest, you must have realized.
Is he also going to acknowledge it? Like, none of them is ready for the throne. None of them is even close to ready.
As potential rulers, all four claimants are lacking.
Yeah. Perhaps none so much as Bakul Jaja, but yeah, all four definitely. Like, every time the game even tries to remind me of what Zoral Jaw's vision for the future is, I have to desperately try not to laugh at this idiot who talks about, like, conquering the whole world and then thinking back to the freaking 5 armies alliance sitting back over in Eorzea, plus the Garleans who, if push comes to shove, would probably sign on with the alliance just for their own safety against some outside threat. So now, like, a 6 armies alliance and, like, all the other dangers in the world, and Zoral Jaw just thinks, yeah, I'm definitely going to conquer the world. Like, think not
This is
even
why
once
I
about what
elected to
threats
hold the
could
right
actually
of
stand in his way,
succession.
just assume he can do it.
Not to choose a fitting candidate,
Such an idiot.
but to cultivate one. And if no one has impressed me by the end of it, then to no one will I yield my throne.
I like the little Jaja so far. He's like, they all needed to grow. So I sent them on a mission to grow. And if none of them grows enough, then I guess I'll just stay here. I get it. I fully get that.
I pray that my children rise to the occasion. With outsiders dragged into my game, I am also hopeful that the different perspectives you and your companions have to offer will inspire them to grow.
I mean, definitely. Like, we already
I
are for
imagine
Lamont.
you in particular have traveled many lands, know many peoples and cultures, loved them and been loved in turn.
The better phrasing might be annoyed them and been annoyed in turn in some cases, but yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, sure. There have been some truly annoying people throughout the MSQ.
Walk at her side and, when needed, push her to walk ahead.
I knew it.
Oh my god. I knew you were gonna challenge him as soon as we got home. Yo. I love that. This is like, Dad, you're beating up my friends again.
Sit down for some of Namika's cooking when I heard that Papa had sent for you.
Oh god.
You were dueling behind my back, weren't you?
Dueling behind my back, weren't you? You were dueling behind my back, weren't you?
I see there is no point in denying it.
You didn't think your father was gonna not fight me, did you? That was never gonna happen.
You needn't worry, daughter. I took care not to inflict lasting injuries.
And I took care not to inflict lasting injuries either. It's like, oh, I sure goes.
Return to the contest without disadvantage. No harm done.
Oh man.
I swear, just as I was learning newfound respect for my father.
What I love most about this is when Clement walks in and it's like, I was going to sit down to have some food and then I heard my papa summoned you 2 weeks ago. What have you guys been up to for the last 2 weeks? Kind of thing, because it's like, I walked away, picked up Viper, spent a week or so leveling it.
Let's take our leave of this
Like, sure.
before he calls on the rest of my entourage.
Watch over her, champion. Kona's recruits are no less sharp, as one might expect of Galloff's countrymen. They saw the flaws in our claimants from the outset.
Yeah. I like that. It's like all of us Scions can totally see how, like, weak all of these claimants are as, like, rulers. Not as warriors or anything, but, like, how weak they are as potential rulers for the future. So now we're basically all set on kind of, like, guiding them to see their own faults and find their way through them.
The other two, though. They dismiss comrades willing to point out their shortcomings.
Yep.
And no good can come of it.
Oh, yeah. Like, absolutely. I don't think I'm getting through Dawntrail MSQ without a full-blown fight against Bakul and Zoral. Which isn't to say I think they're going to be villains. I just think they're probably going to be fights with both Bakul and Zoral before we get through the MSQ. Because they're the most, like, not interested in trying to grow or learn or anything. Which means it's probably going to end up having to clash with them in order to, like, earn their respect enough that they'll listen to how pathetic they are. Yeah, it is why Papa would keep dueling until the day he dies. Even now, I know of only 3 people who didn't need to be carried away after their bouts. Zoraljaw, your lance-wielding friend Astidian, and yourself. You really do live up to your fearsome reputation. Curious though, did Papa want anything else of you? Just a sparring partner. She doesn't need to hear about any of this right now. Oh, that's all it was. Boop. New piece of gear. May as well pop it. Crocodile skin leg reps of scouting 92. These might actually be better. 90, 248, 277, 242, 268. Yeah, these are straight up better. This is the reason why I often don't end up changing for like 10 levels worth of gear. Like I just scrap all this in-between crap or sell it and then just wait for like the next set of artifact gear. Is because artifact gear just tends to be like so much stronger than your average just like crafted piece that it may not keep you a whole 10 levels, but it can usually keep you pretty close to that. I'll probably just sell this on the market. Someone may want it. Shape of Peace. I still haven't had one bite from Namika's food, thanks to Papa's nonsense. So I'm going back to finish my plate before I head out. Otherwise, asked everyone to meet at 4 Hard Cabins. Come and join us after you've had a moment to recover, eh? Gerard Cabins. There we go. You know what? I might actually, since we're in the middle of an ad break at the moment, Uncouth Custom, no, that's gonna be the role quest. Yeah. He kept mentioning that he had quests for me, and it looked like it was the role quests, I believe. Or even they said that, but whatever. So, I'm not going for role quests at the moment. I want to level up much more before I start doing role quests. But since we're in the middle of an ad break and have about a minute to go, I'll go ahead and handle my retainers, because that'll take a minute or two. Keep going. I need to keep leveling myself up, because these ones are taking a while, because they can't really level up anymore. 25,998. Yeah, I'll just sell those. What are these things going for now? Yeah, I'll sell these two. Because these are craftsmanship, I believe. That one's GP. What did I just put up? Oh, it was gathering stuff. Yeah, I don't care that much for those. This GP, not super useful. GP is okay. GP is not the worst, but GP is not super useful. When it comes to crafting, the order of materia when it comes to crafting is CP controlled and craftsmanship. In so much as you need on any piece of gear. As much CP as you can handle, as much control as you can handle, and then any leftover is craftsmanship. Generally. There are certain niche situations in which you want different materia, but generally if you go CP then controlled and craftsmanship all the way down the line, you'll be pretty good. For gathering, the order of operations tends to be a little different in that you want to have as much gathering, the stat, as you need in order to gather the items you want. But that's about it. That comes in most handy usually for fishing, and to try and make sure you get to 100% gathering attempt on like all the gathering spots you might go up to. Like as long as you have enough gathering to hit 100% and be able to fish up like any fish that you catch, that's as much gathering as you need. What's most important is perception, because perception will give you the most bonuses. Things like gathering boon or extra gathers or things like that are pretty much always based off perception. Hidden items, rare items tend to be based off perception. So perception is your like primary stat on gather. And then GP is much less useful. CP tends to be the most useful in crafting because of the fact that they refill your CP with every craft. So every point of CP you have is more things you can cast with every single craft. GP doesn't get refilled between gather attempts. You can use cordials and certain things like that to get your GP going up a little bit, but GP doesn't get restored between attempts. So having a higher max GP is almost worthless. Like, having a high max GP can be good at the beginning when you're going after like a collectible and you want to get as much bonuses on it as you possibly can. That's great, and blow through like 800, 900 GP on a single item kind of thing to get the best bonus out of it. But having a high GP in general is not very useful, because if you're gathering, if you're actively running around and gathering from multiple nodes, you're not going to care what your max GP is, because you're never going to be at max GP. Ever. It doesn't refill between attempts. It slowly regenerates. It doesn't go back up to max between attempts. So having a high max really doesn't matter for the most part. Except in the situation of like collectible gathering and stuff like that. But just running around gathering, max GP is pointless because you're never going to be at max. Except at the very beginning. No one really wants any of these ones. This gatherer one might be worth something. Nah, not really. Alright, I'll just toss this stuff then. Let's just go ahead and get my other venture going out again. Moon gel tends to go for something. Sometimes, actually, or grip gel. It may not go for much anymore. $6.99 ain't bad. Used to go for a lot more, but that's because that was Endwalker, and it was basically like the high tier gather or crafting material. Grip gel and stuff like that. These days, not so much. It was like a high tier script only gather or crafting material, right? So like you had to have the scripts to buy it, so it would go for quite a bit on the market. All right, let us continue with the rites. That was a very fun fight. That fight against School Jaja was freaking great, man. That was super fun. Lots of mechanics, and I actually had to use like my own heals, like Second Wind and Bloodbath, and even a potion. I had to use a potion because I ran out of other heals. Like, it was a really pretty tough, but not too tough fight. So that was a lot of fun. We'll keep everyone waiting. Is that it? You're all set to go. After hours here, prepared to travel in search of work. So I had few belongings to begin with. Bidding farewell to my fellow artisans took rather a lot of time, however. Again, I appreciate you making this commitment, Fontaine. What's that? Should we depart for Earthshire then? Aha, yes, I thought I saw him walking up in the background, way in the background. Hello there. Oof. My hair feels a little grody at the moment. I went for a swim earlier today, so I'm guessing I still got like some chlorine stuck in my hair and stuff like that. Kevu, what are you doing here? I spent my days correcting manners, and here I am perpetrating the grave offense of delaying the third promise's departure. Kevu, stop it. Please take off your axe and rend my flesh into taco meat. Must your demands be so gruesome? Besides, I told you that kind of thing doesn't bother me. Alright then, I won't let it bother me either. Taking a picture of that. Alright then, I won't let it bother me either. What was that all about? Oh man, Wakemu's great. Alright then, I won't let it bother me at all. Come to the city to purchase supplies, and I spotted your entourage getting ready to leave. You seek the city of gold, if I'm not mistaken. That's right. It's the final step of the rite of succession. If you know anything about the subject, I'd love to hear it. Allow me to be of service. As you know, legends of the Gold City have been passed down in Tyrol for 1,000 years. And when it comes to describing the place itself, the stories do not always agree. Some portray it as one might expect, a glittering metropolis of golden towers. Others suggest it is more unassuming and owes the name to a fabulous treasure hidden at its heart. Every telling, however, has a common thread. Those who go in search of the Golden City do not return. A lesson to be learned from this third promise is that to seek the legend is to quote death. I must implore you to proceed with the utmost care. That's all I wish to say. Shall pray for your safe journey. Thank you, Okevu. It's like, please rend my flesh into taco meat. It's like, shut up! Stop that! It's like, alright, I won't worry about it at all. So bad. We need to make of these cautionary tales. Every expedition has ended in tragedy. How then did the Dawn servant find the city and return without incident? The legend originated with the Yaqui. Speaking with them remains our strongest lead, I feel. Indeed, we shall follow in time. First, let us see Fontaine safely into the Moblins' care. I don't get a ton of time to play with the music up in this game anymore these days. So it is a lot of fun when I can just sort of sit and listen to it. Because of the fact that I'm capturing the footage and using it in the weekly update stuff for the free trial, I tend to turn the music way down so I can add my own music, which tends to be music from the game, but added more consistently with all the little cuts, so the music isn't jumping around constantly.
Finding a willing artisan was even easier than expected. Many indeed are eager to curry favor with the Resilient Sun, especially if it means sharing the promise of new territories.
Man, the artisans that believe that's the case are so stupid. To think that, like, war, it'll bring great opportunities to us by meeting new people, it's like, you're an idiot.
All the land they desire.
You're going to meet a lot of new people who are going to despise you for bringing war to their kingdoms. They're not going to want to trade with you. I mean, for the most part. War can be very profitable,
Such generous
unfortunately.
words, yet the manner in which he speaks them. If neither wealth nor territory are of value, wherefore does he seek to bring the world to heel?
Mm-hmm.
Step aside.
It's just here to steal your artisan.
Remind me. There was no rule against poaching craftsmen from other claimants. Was there?
I'm interested to wonder how Bakul Jaja thinks that a craftsman who agreed to this in order to support the claimant that's bringing them is going to allow themselves to be poached. Because the craftsman has to willingly agree to the pot pact. So, like, even if he beat Zoraljaw and took their craftsman and brought the craftsman to the Moblins, the craftsman could 100% just be like, I refuse the pot pact. I didn't come here to support him. Like, he didn't think any of this through. Every time we meet Bakul Jaja, he seems less like a real threat and more like, Groose from Zelda Skyward Sword. He seems less like a real threat and more like Groose. Like, he's too stupid to actually be evil or dangerous.
Foolish would be carrying on with these dull feats when all I need to win are the keystones.
Yeah, but you can't
And
attack
besides,
the...
It's long past time I humble this arrogant one-head.
You can't attack the representatives of the tribes or you lose instantly.
The Dawntrail may have sired you against all odds, but there is nothing blessed about your birth. Only a two-head is fit to rule.
Uh-huh.
Only we are worthy.
Also, he has, like, the least of an idea of what to do with the throne. Like, at least everyone else may have terrible ideas, but at least they have ideas. But Bakul Jaja is just like, what? For the future? Who cares about the future? I just want the throne. Like, I have no platform to stand on. I just want the throne.
Learn your place.
Oh, come on, Zoraljaw. Just beat his ass.
A moment, first promise. Leave him alive, if you would. I foresee a use for this nuisance.
See, I don't know. If I had to guess, honestly, Zoraljaw seems like the most likely that might actually become almost villainous later on. Because where these two guys are, like, too stupid to be real villains, they're just more, like, annoyances along the way. Zoraljaw actually seems to be, like, plotting and scheming.
Then allow me.
Although then that just raises the question of, like, how much is he supporting Zoraljaw? Like, is he plotting and scheming just to try and help Zoraljaw get the throne, in which case he probably won't become, like, a full-on villain? Or is he plotting and scheming because he thinks Zoraljaw taking the throne will bring him great power, in which case he probably will?
But he's just a runt.
Dumbass. Having two heads does not suddenly make you a great warrior. Just makes you big and beefy. Like, strong and magically
My
powerful.
thanks for your
But not talented.
restraint. I can kill him whenever I please. Your part in this is far from over.
Jesus, man. I wonder how cool Jaja is actually going to end up finding a craftsman. I mean, I knew the whole he's going to just steal one from someone else was never going to work out for him. Like, never. But I wonder how he'll end up actually finding one of his own now. Back, and we brought with us a willing potsworn. This is Fonjantane, a talented goldsmith who once worked at Eshtime's Aesthetics in Ul'dah. Wonderful, impressive. You're the first to return, third promise. With an artisan from across the salt, no less. We welcome you and your unique skills to Othershire. Helphand will show you to the work pot. Is it then? Look forward to hearing your proclaimed dawn servant. Fonjante, I'll be sure not to disappoint you. I wonder how long a pop pact lasts for. Because everything says they're like full on actually signing a contract with the Moblins, right? The fact that they use the phrase pop pact, like it seems like an actual contract they're signing. I wonder how long the term is for, though. I mean, not that I don't think Fonjontaine wants to be here. He has plenty of things he could learn by, like, practicing his trade here. But that being said, it's like, if he wants to return to Whatchamakey at some point, I wonder how long he's sort of attached to this area before he's, like, out of his contract. You've reached met the requirements of the feat of pots. Ready Rock presents your keystone with joy smiles and well-wishing. Mobby speak. Gobby mobby speak. It is such a crazy nightmare. Yeah, these plaques are definitely going to be, like, part of some sort of key that'll open the way to the Golden City, I'm sure. I mean, they even call them keystones. More Potsworn candidates. Come, come, to already rock your tails. Just some random craftsman dude, never seen him before. Never seen the bunny girl either, but we did catch her in the last cutscene. I was wondering if they would bring anyone that we'd, like, recognize. Another feat accomplished. Another keystone acquired. Oh, you are doing well. Expected nothing less of Zoraljar's esteemed siblings. Cleverness in particular is most admirable, Second Promise. Must have you apply that Charlian knowledge you so cherish, and arm Terror with weapons of Magitech design. Like, if Zoraljar won this competition, there's no way in hell Kona designs weapons of Magitech design for them. Not a chance. Like, Kona may want to bring the wonders of Charlian and stuff like that to the new world, sure, but that does not mean he wants to create weapons of war. Well, as the new Dawn Servant's chief advisor, of course. Tools of war hold no interest for me. I wish only to improve our nation through practical innovations. Foreign powers will think twice about testing our strength once Tulio Law is known for its advanced technology. Just as the Gallian Empire was deterred from invading Charlian. Sure, pal. May well be true, but how long will it take Tulio Law to progress to this advanced state? How many years? The collective commitment to education and hard work should not take so very... Your way is too slow. And your way only leads to the destruction of Thrall. Like, it's cute and all Zoraljar, but you have thought this through so little that your path only leads to a massive conjoined allied army being raised against Tyrell and possibly retaliating against them and destroying the entire nation. Like, not only will your invasion never work, it may lead to people invading Tyrell in response. You're an idiot. Expand our territory and swallow Charlian whole. Conquer other nations through force of arms, and you're looking at a future of uprisings and bloodshed. Yours wouldn't be the first failed empire. Then we keep fighting, until the mounting costs convince them to lay down their weapons, till all have grown tired of loss. Bro? Do you think wars of attrition only go one way? Mounting costs on their side, with equally or even more so mounting costs on your side. When will you give up? Like, when will your enemies give up? The question is, when will you eventually give up with all the deaths of Tuliolol citizens and soldiers? How would such an outcome bring anyone joy? What you propose is a mockery of peace. The Dirak is reminded of days long ago. In the time before Tuliolal, there were no pot packs for the Potsworn. It was normal to grab snatch artisans and force them to work for mobbies. So they used to just kidnap craftsmen. Till the day Gulu Jajar arrived. The families of the grab snatch pleaded with him, and so he came to Earthenshire. Mobbies are not a Warbake people. We feared death had come for us, but Gulu Jajar just wanted to talk. Be at ease, we are here to trade words, not blows. The gold work crafted in this village is superb. One can tell at a glance the quality of materials used, the mastery of technique employed. Yet it does not stir the heart. A goblet shaped by bound hands and broken spirit is devoid of luster. Compare that now to the works of a joyful artisan. She pours her very soul into her creations, and they shine like the newly risen sun. Have you not seen this to be true? So began the custom of good living. Happy Potsworn make good works, and good works make mobbies happy. Kulul Jaja's head of reason just talked them out of kidnapping people, was like, why don't you just offer them a good life? And like servants to take care of them, and a contract to make sure that they're well cared for and that they produce really well made goods for you. Like, why don't you just offer them something that make them want to come here? Gulu Jaja's words were wise. Joyce-mails didn't indeed bring fine craft and much jingly shine. So the head of reason was behind forging of pot packs. Yes, reason and clever thing changed Mobby's way of life. I wonder if Mammal Jaw are just like too ingrained in their traditions. Us promise tires of your talk of olden days. He would rather look to the future and the next feat. I'll explain what I mean by that a little more once we're out of this cutscene, so I don't have to worry about them like trying to talk and all that. We should be getting on as well. I do like, I do like seeing them with Kona. It's just like they're very gently kind of guiding Kona. He's foolish and he's young and he doesn't really understand what needs to be done, blah, 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 all of that. And then just seeing them sort of very gently, never once trying to reprimand him, never once telling him you're wrong and confronting him like that, but just sort of like gently guiding him to understand just how stupid he is at times. God. Well, Judge, I never did come back, did he? I'm sure he's laying in a pile out in the road somewhere. Someone beating his ass. Do you have a moment for promise? Rakorak would repay you for hand helping with Kahe. He brings a tale of Golden City. A moblin knows about the Golden City? Okay. Really? I'd love to hear it. The towers, the streets are fashioned from gold. Everywhere you look, every splendor you can imagine. The young, the old, and everyone in between, they live in golden happiness. City of eternal bliss, forever perched above the clouds. Okay. So the golden city is probably going to end up in reality being Solution 9 then if it's perched above the clouds. That'll probably be what the Golden City really is Solution 9. Everything fashioned from gold, eh? And just imagine everyone living in golden happiness. Now that's a city I'd like to visit. Excuse me, Rock. Where'd you hear that particular tale? My longtime Yokri friends. They live up in the mountains in Okopacha. Giants again. Seems everything is pointing us that way. This feat and everything leading up to it has taught me much about the Moblin way of life. I'll be sad to leave Earthenshire, and your joy smells behind you. She's already talking in Mobby speak. Great. Okay. I was trying to say before about the mammal jaw might just be like too ingrained in their tradition or heritage or whatever. Like, so much so that they can't see beyond it even if they wanted to. I didn't really get that from mammal jaw we encountered in Eorzea, but then they were mostly supposed to be like playing stupid and just being mercenaries and stuff like that, right? So we didn't get much of anything from the mammal jaw in Eorzea, other than they were like enemies in fates and around the world and stuff like that, whatever. Right? But since coming here, this idea of this split between like head of resolve and head of reason, and this like Hubigo and I think the Hubigo are the head of resolve. I don't remember what the clan that's the head of reason is called. Again, but there's like these three clans, and at the very least we've spent a lot of time with the two clans that tend to make up the blessed ones, right? We spent a lot of time with members of those clans, and it seems very apparent that like they can't break free from like the traditions of their clan, like even if they wanted to. Like it seems as if all Zoral Jaw can bring himself to think about is making war against another continent. And just be like, well, if we want their merchants and we want their technology and we want their strength, then we will just conquer them. And like everyone and their grandmother is sitting here telling him that's not gonna work. That is never gonna work. You're never going to have the strength you need to conquer Eorzea and like Othard and Kugane and stuff. You're never going to have the strength you need to actually conquer them. Like, every one person in Eorzea you kill, probably like 3 or 4 Tulialal soldiers will lose their lives fighting in that war. Like, or even if it's 1-to-1, it doesn't matter. He thinks that like for every Tural soldier he'll lose, he'll beat like 20 Eorzeans, and it's like that's just not going to happen. Like, he just cannot possibly, he doesn't appear to be capable of even remotely conceiving of anything beyond I'm going to conquer the world. And he is from the species that becomes the head of resolve, so I'm wondering if maybe it's just impossible for members of that species to conceive of any mission they can go on, any feat they can accomplish, any goal they can set for themselves outside of war. I'm gonna fight and I'm gonna conquer and I'm gonna win that way, right? Just like it seems like the ones that make up the head of reason are just always scheming, always conniving. Even in the case of Galul Jaja, who doesn't seem to be like underhanded scheming and conniving, it's the head of reason who comes up with this whole new method for the Moblins to completely rework their civilization to work better than it did before. I'm wondering if the nature of those clans is so deeply ingrained in them from birth that like conceiving of any other path for themselves is just like completely out the window. Now maybe I'm completely off base here, but just from the outset, from the few that we've encountered, that seems to be the case. It seems to be like the resolved ones can't possibly conceive of any outcome other than I'm gonna fight for what I want. And the reason ones can't conceive of any outcome other than I'm going to connive and reason and, like, weasel my way into the outcome I'm looking for. But maybe I'm just meeting a bunch of really terrible examples of these tribes. Are these the Ether Current quests? Yep. We're on to the Ether Current quests in this zone, so I'll start picking them up. You're Russian, are you not? He who has been strength-lending to Wuklamat. Could Movamuk ask that you strength-lend her in turn? The matter is this. Movamuk's craft hand is to retire after long years. He lip-slips that he intends to fancy craft one last masterpiece before he does so. But for this he needs the hand help of a strange face to the village. Antfrey is his name. He is always very murky-worded with his requests, so Movamuk is not sure what hand help he needs. But if you could exchange tongue flaps with him, she would be very, very happy feels. Mobby speak. Kills me sometimes. Is there not a second one? There's usually two. Oh, there's the blue one. Vendavak. Divine Inspiration. Now, this doesn't even have a picture, which makes me think this is just the opening to a longer quest series that I'm not going to do because they'll give me the Ether Current after one. Danger Streets. Danger Streets! Vendavak's Tweakle Crafter has gone missing. Ooh. Asks all around the village, and some say he went to pay a visit to the Imperius, the Giant's prey place. The prey place is a danger place, full of friend-munching fiends. You're a fighter, are you not? Will you sword lend to Vendavak and save her dear Tweakle Crafter from certain doom? Oh god, that one was even worse than the last one. Oh, I could read it, but that didn't make it any better. That was much worse than the previous one. I'm Amfroy. Do I know... Wait. Aren't you the friend of the Third Promise? Adventurer from across the water who was asking about the pot packs. Wow, I see word has spread. Oh, he's right here in the same room as Kahe and Fonjante. No wonder he's heard of me. See, Movamuk sent you. I only said I needed the help of a stranger to Earthenshire. Trust her to pick an honest-to-goodness hero. Task I have for you is but a trifling one, but it's very near and dear to my heart. I want you to find out all you can about Movamuk. Ah, I see. He's tight-lipped about what he wants to do, but really the last thing he wants to do before leaving Earthenshire is create some, like, magnum opus wonderful piece that for Movamuk, like, for everything she's done for him. Nothing untoward about it, I assure you. Interested in what she's interested in. Her hobbies, her likes, dislikes, what she holds dear, so forth. But for certain reasons that I'll share with you later, she can't know this. We've been working together for decades, but now as my pot pact is about to end... Wait, decades? There's no way a standard pot pack goes for decades. I don't believe that for a second. Like, a contract for an artisan to live in this town and them to take care of him and him to create works of passion and all that sort of stuff, I could see going on for a year, maybe. Maybe a couple of years, perhaps, if we're really pushing it. I mean, for craftsmen, maybe a couple of years wouldn't be too bad because they didn't do they might apprentice, they might work on their trades, they might perfect their trades, that sort of stuff. Maybe, but decades? I seriously doubt a standard pot pack goes for decades. Maybe he signed one that was that long because, like, he just wanted to stay here for that long. And I find that I know next to nothing about her. Perhaps others who work closely with the Moblins might. Yeah. Like, I can already tell what this is. He wants to make her something wonderful to, like, thank her for everything. Movamuk and Emfroy? Yes, I know the pair well. She's famously very protective of him. Sometimes even rejecting his patron's orders outright. It's not that she thinks him unequal to the task, you understand. Quite the opposite, in fact. She knows how exacting his standards are and how discontented he would be if his work failed to meet them. So anytime a patron attempts to have him lower his standards or design something differently to how he judges best, Movamuk will always leap to his defense. As for what she enjoys, well, her delight in Anfroy's creations is not dulled at all in all the years they've worked together. Should think she likes nothing more. That makes sense. Like, She just likes his works, thinks they're wonderful and amazing and beautiful and all that. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. What does Movamuk value most? Her Potswan, of course. Any mobby who says otherwise is a fib speaker. Yup. She keeps the treasure he gave her heart side at all times. Or so she once lip-slipped to Tarnatic. He hasn't a flimsy thought what this treasure might be. Ah, mobby speak. Yes, Baron. Lots and lots of mobby speak. Treasure might be, but whatever it is, it's sure proof of the friend bond between them. I'm actually pretty good at keeping up with mobby speak without tongue-tying myself too often. But that doesn't make it very fun to speak. It's still crazy to speak. Uplander wants to know what brain tickles Movamuk? That's an easy ask. Movamuk never lip flaps about anything other than her Potswan Anfroy. She says he is just as good a tricksy crafter as he is a crafty tricker. Jesus. Always playing crafty tricks. One day Amphoy draws little arrows around the village. Hats, Ash. Hats, Ash. Hats. It's like, I know, Baron. Thank God you finally had the smarts to make the best you possibly could. A cat. And now you can wear hats. Spending too much time as one of those pathetic bunnies with no hats on. Little arrows around the village showing Potswan how to leave Withenshire without help hands eye-catching them. Just didn't want to make another bunny. Yeah, have to already. Many laugh-minded pop friends follow the arrows and leave for secret hidey place in the woods. Mobbies are frighty feels over disappearing Potswan. Potswan come back all glitter teeth, but help hands are steam ears. All except Movamuk. She goes around village saying guilt words to every mobby for a sticky trick. Deep heart, though, it is clear that she is nothing but happy feels to have him back. Dude, I only have the 2 characters. Like, I don't think I've ever really found a good reason to bother making alts in this game. Because of the fact that you can pretty much do everything on a single character. It's just always felt kind of like a why to me sort of situation. But then I'm not big into, like, the RP or tons of G posing or any of that stuff, so maybe that's a reason why. Or really, like, making characters on other servers just so I can play with some friends once in a while, sort of thing. You're back. So what did you find out? Especially now that, like, DC travel is up. Like, I really wouldn't bother making alts on other servers now. Because I can just data center travel if I want to. Although, are there still limits on data center travel? I don't remember if they ever made data center travel worldwide, or if it's still only, like, continent-wide. Like, can I only go to, like, Ether and Primal, or can I go to, like, anywhere now? Blame of this being very slow and evasive. We got off the airship in Gridania 2 days ago. Ugh. Yeah, I can't remember if I can only go to the NA data centers still, or if I can go to any data center now when I DC travel. Because I do it very rarely. I think you can go to any DC now. I don't know. Did you find out? In that gap, you now have a level 21 Marauder, a level 20 Lancer, a level 20 Rogue, level 20 Archer, and a level 20 Arcanist. Uh-huh. Yeah. He did the first bit of MSQ. He did the very first bit of MSQ and then just, like, stopped showing up. And you just went and leveled everything. I would. If I were you, I would. If you made this character specifically so that you can play alongside a friend of yours who's, like, fresh to the game, I would absolutely recommend that you level a Conjurer up. One of the best things that I think you can do to help out a friend who's new to the game is be their healer during duties and stuff like that. I think it's one of those roles that it's very good for someone who knows the game and, like, knows how to play and stuff like that to do for someone else who's new to the game is be the healer for them. If you've been being their tank, yeah, that's pretty good too. Being their tank is pretty good too. That also kind of gets you through the duty queues. And yeah, that also does make sense too. If he wants to be a healer, then yeah, you don't really need to be a healer. Like if he already knows pretty much for sure, or is fairly certain, at least as someone who's new to the game, there's no way he could like know absolutely for certain. But if he's fairly sure that he wants to main healer, and that's like all he cares about, then yeah, I would recommend just like sticking to being with his tank as his tank, because he's gonna want to pretty much heal through everything. And that'll get you guys through duty queues like that. Apparently tried to play the game a few times in the past and gave up at about level 20, so decided it was because he didn't like to DPS. Really? I don't know. I guess there's some people out there that may hate DPSing altogether, but there's so much variation in DPSing that it's hard to imagine there's not some form of a DPS class that someone that like almost anyone would enjoy playing. And I'm not just talking about the variation in all of the individual classes. I just mean the variation in the roles. Like, if he doesn't like having to get so close to the enemies, then he could fizz range DPS. Or, again, if he doesn't like standing still and hard casting stuff, he could, like, fizz range DPS. Or if he really likes magic, you could magic DPS. Or if you really like being up close and personal, then you can melee DPS. Like, even just the roles have a lot of differences in them that it's hard to imagine there's not anything that someone doesn't like. Seeing he's not the type of person to play alone. This is gonna keep bothering him until he gets to Heaven's Word. That'll be a little while. She really thinks that much of me. They say that Moblin Hellpans love nothing more than helping their charges. Seems it's true. Though it wouldn't hurt for her to show it a little more often. That's not the only thing you learned, and I thank you for it. You're giving me exactly what I need. So I suppose it's about time I told you what I need it for. Truth is... What was it? Got the week starting 26 off, so you have a bunch of time to ensure this happens. I don't think you're gonna get him to Heaven's Word in a week. Not unless you guys are playing, like, 10 to 15 hours every single day. I mean, I'll admit I move slow. I tend to move slow, especially when I'm doing the content creation stuff for the free trial. Only doing like one thing of MSQ a week, only for about 3 hours. But even so, I've been working on No Money for like 3 months now, and I'm maybe halfway through 2.0. Like, the whip, I've got it out. Even if I played it much more often, I'd still only be about at the end of 2.0 after multiple months. But as I said, I tend to move pretty slow. Is Ezrin still hard at hand helping? Yes, he is. So thank you for not bothering us. You do remember that I specifically asked you to leave me be until my work was complete. Going to force him to go that fast. I'm mainly joking. Also making him play Helldivers with me and my friends. Oof. Don't waste such angry words. Mofamuk needs no bother. Just needs to do daily mob duty, sharpening tools until they sparkle shine. I'm telling you I don't need you to. Not now anyway. I'm almost retired. All my commissions are already dealt with. Till the end day of the pop pack, Mofamuk will uphold her pack part. It is her duty as help hand. Why do you always have to be so... Essentially, he's one of my oldest online friends, but he disappeared due to stuff happening in his real life. He's back now, so I'm making him welcome. Sounds like you're making him work through the game. Sorry, Mofamuk. I'm going to have to put my foot down. Expressly forbid you from touching my tools until my work with Ashran is finished. Look at these tsunderes. Look at these two tsunderes. Now that is a relationship that'll never work when neither of them can be honest with each other. He'll do as Emperor asks. That makes her shamefaced. She will hand turn to other duties. Enver needs her, he has only to hail call. Definitely didn't take him to a planet that is constantly on fire called Hellwire and Helldivers that make him play a difficulty people will do or even have unlocked at his level. God damn it, Baron. Which I didn't have to do that, but I'll be needing every one of those tools if I'm to achieve my aim. Dang it. I'm back to yawning again. I was hoping by getting out into the pool and exercising a bit today in the sunlight and all that, I'd kind of like get my blood flowing. And maybe I wouldn't be sitting here yawning all day while I'm trying to stream, but I'm back to yawning again. It was working for a while. I'm almost an hour and a half through stream and I wasn't yawning very much until about the hour mark. But for some reason, I'm back to yawning again. I don't know why. I'm always freaking sitting here constantly yawning, like every 30 seconds to a minute, couple minutes. Just yawning and yawning and yawning. I'm not even tired. I'm not tired. In no way, shape, or form do I feel like I want to lay down and go to sleep, but I'm sitting here yawning while I'm trying to stream. It's like, it's so annoying. 24 cans of Mountain Dew, drank too much, so I'm pretty fucking wired right now. Jesus. That kind of stuff doesn't work on me. Hi, Kiri. That kind of stuff just plain doesn't work on me, Baron. I don't know what it is, but like, caffeine, sugar, like all that sort of stuff that's supposed to amp you up, all that stuff that's supposed to wire you and keep you awake and keep you going and all that kind of stuff just seems to do nothing for me. Seems to do nothing. Well, not nothing. The problem, and one of the reasons why I tend to go for caffeine-free sodas before caffeinated sodas, if at all possible, is I get no bonus and all the drawback. Like, the one and only time in my entire life when I downed a 5-hour energy, I fell asleep like an hour later. But, like, my body was fucking shaky. So, like, my body was, like, wired in the bad sense in that it's, like, fucking twitchy and shaky and stuff like that. And, like, my nerves are going nuts kind of thing. But I couldn't stay awake. It didn't do anything to keep me awake. So, like, I get all the drawbacks of caffeine, which is, like, wiring your fucking nerves. But I get none of the benefits of actually keeping me awake. So all those, like, energy drinks and caffeinated sodas and stuff like that, I tend to just try and avoid for the most part. Which is why, most of the time, when I'm going for soda, I'll go for, root beer or cream soda. Because both of those naturally are non-caffeinated. Some companies add caffeine to them, and I tend not to drink those ones, but those are both naturally non-caffeinated. I'll still drink some other stuff occasionally, like a cherry Coke or a Mountain Dew or whatever, once in a while, because a single soda tends not to fuck with me too bad. But I don't drink them super often. It just takes a lot for it to get to you. You drink ginger beer when you can afford it. It's just a bit expensive. Yeah. Isn't ginger beer, like, very similar to basically just, like, ginger ale? Isn't it almost the same thing? Or am I off on that? I think I've heard that before, that, like, ginger ale and ginger beer are pretty much the same thing. I don't know. Ginger beer is actually brewed with a ginger, but okay. Huh. That's interesting. I'll have to look up the difference between them at some point. But yeah, I tend to, when I go for soda, go for non-caffeinated. So it's pretty much always like root beer and cream soda to me. And I don't do energy drinks like at all. I do have some like sugary drinks and that like I'll try to drink plenty of water, but I tend to use drink mixes, quote unquote drink enhancers, as they call them, you know? Stuff like Mio, but usually not Mio. I don't generally go for Mio, but other stuff like that, right? Like basically sugary liquid drink enhancer type stuff I tend to do. So probably a lot more sugar in my diet than there should be. But I tend to avoid caffeine, and I tend to never touch energy drinks. Like, the last thing in the universe you're probably ever gonna catch me doing is cracking open a fucking Monster, because it's gonna have all of the drawbacks and no benefit whatsoever. So why would I bother? Also very gingery to the point it'll blow up open your sinuses. First time you open a bottle of Fentimans ginger beer, the fumes made you cough. I should probably get some ginger beer and try it out then. That might be interesting. Although I'm not a huge fan of like the ginger taste and smell as much. I don't hate it, but I don't use a lot of ginger in a lot of anything that I eat or drink or any of that. So ale might actually be better for me than beer. But maybe I'll try some ginger beer sometime soon. That aim being to make a farewell present from Overmook. All the years I've been working here, she's been my guardian angel, answering my every prayer before it even makes it to my lips. Even in these recent times when the help hands have grown too few for the number of potsworn, her service hasn't lapsed in ill. Just assuming you want to avoid it, make sure it's not the alcoholic type. Yeah, no, I wouldn't go for the alcoholic type. I don't need to avoid it. It's like, it's not as if I'm too young to drink alcohol. Let's get that thought right out of our heads right now. I'm long since old enough to drink alcohol, but I don't tend to drink much alcohol. But, yeah, I'll probably go for non-alcoholic, because I don't care about the alcohol. I just want to try ginger beer. My service is coming to an end. I want to do something just for her, to thank her for everything she's done for me. But despite her knowing me better than I do myself, I discovered that I didn't really know anything about her at all. Tried to speak with her, to learn what really makes her tick. She always brushed me off. Said that her only wish was, as a humble help hand, was to see my wishes come realized. Yeah, neither do I. Not so much because I'm like against alcohol or drinking or any of that stuff, but just because it's always disgusted me. It's always been disgusting. At no point in my life have I ever found any alcohol that actually tasted good, so why the fuck would I bother... Why the fuck would I bother drinking disgusting alcohol over something sweeter or tastier? Like, why would I bother? Got me thinking, perhaps she and the other moblins might be more willing to open up to someone who wasn't bound by the Pot Pact. Someone like you. By all the gods, the plan worked. I have an idea for a present now. All that remains is to craft it, but without Movamuk's help, it might be a little more difficult than usual. If you'd be willing to play help hand a little longer, make it worth your while. Sorry, pal. Maybe I'll come back and be your help hand in like 10 years or something. I still have post-Ether Current quests in like Stormblood where I'm like, I'll come back in a year or two and finish this quest line up, and I never went back. Like, I still have post-Ether Current quests sitting in Stormblood that I never did. This guy is shit out of luck. I am never coming back to him. He's just gonna be stuck here, unable to do his last wish as a potsworn forever. Hey, I know that outfit. I crafted one for myself a day or two ago. For those who don't know, that's the 100 crafter... That is the 100 crafted crafter gear set for your crafters. You're looking for a twinkle crafter? That's me most likely. I'm one of the Moblin's contracted artisans, specializing in jewelry making. Vendefog was concerned for my safety, you say? Kind of her to send me my own personal guard. I've ever been fascinated by the unique visual language of the Yaqui, you see. I often visit this place to bask in its grand, imposing glory. We have never once taken a step beyond this point. Beasts that lurk within are far too dangerous to risk delving any further. But with you at my side, I can finally make a detailed study of the rest of the ruins. Such is what remains of them, of course. 500 years have come and gone since the giants returned to their ancestral lands, and they've not been kind to the creations they left behind. And some of the larger structures still remain, suppressive gate for one. They say the Yaqui towered yums above even the tallest Jabral. I wonder if their architecture might have played some part in exaggerating those tales. Realize where you are looking forward to your reaction to something in here. What are the Jabral again? What's the Jabral again? Are those Roth? Or bunnies? Roth. Okay. I can never remember exactly what each of the species is here with their new names for them. But he's like, even the tallest Jabral, I'm like, yeah, that's definitely not the cats then. One thing that we Miko are not known for is our height. That'd be like the friggin' lions or the bunnies. And played some part in exaggerating those tales. Its sheer sense of scale serving to inflate the giant's own. Bunnies are Shitona, yeah. No speculation. Let's press on. We have much to discover. Why am I still using that? I pulled that out because I was in some Shadowbringer stuff previously, I think. What should I be using now? You know what? Let's go stupid with it. Let's go stupid. Huzzah! The perfect mount. They just refer to them as their tribe name rather than that's what they call the race. The best mount in the game. Did I seriously just walk past someone called Hakuna Brotata? I just saw an emote in my log from someone called Hakuna Brotata. Oh, that was a good one. Pillars of stone overlooking the nave. Fascinating, isn't it? Simple combination of geometric shapes naturally draws one's eye to the center, while maintaining a delicate balance. As the sun traversed the sky, so too would the shadows of the towers above paint patterns on the ground below. Not just any patterns, oh no. Calculations. Every stone cut and placed with mathematical precision. Do I need to... just a sec. Okay. I can confirm this, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. To confirm, reply Y or yes. Oh, wait, I didn't actually check the time. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Yeah, that's correct. Thank you for your response. You're welcome. There we go. I have a dermatologist appointment tomorrow. I've been seeing one for a couple months now. Mostly for some like weird skin discoloration and scaling and stuff like that. Stuff that the dermatologist said was probably like eczema in one place and rosacea in another. So that's wonderful. That is great benefits of aging and not taking proper care of your skin, I guess. But I got it mostly cleared up. That and he hit a couple of warts with liquid nitrogen. A couple of times, actually. He's hit them twice so far, and they're mostly gone. He might have to hit them one more time. We'll see. Calculations. Every stone cut and placed in mathematical precision. Divining the movement of the stars and the changing of the seasons. Triumph of both form and function. True artistry. No, wait, what's that over there by the cliff's edge? Quickly with me. Nope, I want to check this place out first. Ooh. Interesting. Little pit in the center? Huh. Like you said, it would have something to do with the movement of the sun and the pillars around it and stuff like that, but I wonder what the pit in the center would be creating. Wouldn't be like a clock. If you're going for sundial, you'd want a pillar in the center, not on the outsides. Calculations of the movement of the stars? That'd be more long-term. I don't know exactly how this would work. Oh, great. He's getting attacked. Wonderful. But first, he's probably going to leave me up here, and if he isn't, then I'll just check it myself later. Ooh, nice. Couldn't even use my actual, like, burst mode. I went into it and he was already dead. I love this bright blue on me now. It's kind of like when a warrior uses his big freaking enrage stuff, and then it's like, the fight ends and now you're just flaming red with bright red eyes. Thank you. Forgive me for racing ahead like that. I was so absorbed in examining every element of this place, I clean forgot the reason I'd never done so before. If anything's worth risking one's life for, it's surely this. Just look at this tower, it's a work of art. The untrained eye, it might appear little more than a pile of stone. Look at how each brick is cut in position perfectly to align with its neighbor. Not a drop of mortar to hold them in place. Wait, there's no mortar here? The engravings, too, surely have some religious significance. Certainly inspire reverence in me. So yes, inspiring reverence, that's the thing. Why else would the giants build their temple upon the cliff top? If not to make daily proof of their predominance over those who dwelled in the plains below. Those were beneath them in every way. One cannot help but admire them. Their creation should awe and exhilarate us even now, centuries since they've been gone. Thank you, my friend. My passion for jewelry craft has been cooling of late, but now I'm positively burning with inspiration. The Yaquis' creations can echo through the ages, then so can mine. To Earthenshire and eternity. Okay, I'm going up there myself then. Although if the giants actually were giant, then building a tower like this wouldn't have been nearly as difficult for them. I mean, finely cut to precision and all of that to fit perfectly without mortar is an interesting design. I do know there are, like, things we built in the real world as humans that do that too, without using any mortar to keep them together. And still they maintain their structure after thousands of years. But it's not an easy task, that's for sure. I should be about done. I should almost have flight. No. No. What would I put ether current under? Shift C. Yeah, once I finish these 2 quests, I should be good. Once I finish these 2 quests, I should have flight in this area. And then I'll be done with this area and on to Urkapacha. Undoubtedly. Because we already started Urkapacha and everyone keeps talking about the giants, so I'm pretty sure we're going to Urkapacha again soon. Lost Fire Bank. This goofy ass bird. I do love this stupid dodo. And the Vok. Big thanks for bringing the Twinkle Crafter back to us. Not only is he safe and well, but full of mind fruit too. Says that he found it in the giant's prey place. This need for mind fruit is common among the Potsworn. Some try to find it in history, some in nature, some even in firewater. It is our side of the pot pack to keep them well supplied with it. A duty that is a constant source of brain pain. They're constantly wanting booze. But oh, the ideas they come up with when they have it. Such fresh thinking. Vendavok can't wait to see what our friendly Twinklecrafter Wangle crafts next. Wangle crafts? Phrasing, Vendavok. That is a weird phrasing there. Wangle crafts? Come on, Vendavok. The Huikonite Ring of Aiming. 92. 660, 640. This is a 655. So that is actually better than the Diadokos ring. I'll still probably just sell it. It's technically better than the Diadokos, but not by much. Right, we should go and see the giants next. Agreed. Golden mysteries notwithstanding, the village is featured prominently in the saga and is not to be ignored. The Okapacha Highlands should be easy enough to reach from here. If we leave Earthenshire from the west, there's a road which leads up into the mountains. Let's find that first. I wonder if I'm coming up to another dungeon or trial or something. Although I did just finish a solo duty, so it may not be. That, and we did just finish a dungeon just getting up to this zone. So I don't know if they're going to cram another one in just yet. But we'll see. Though actually the dungeons tend to be on the odds. Dungeons in the more recent expansions tend to be on the odds specifically. Which is why people often recommend you use them to level on your odd levels. Because they're good XP. So like we had a dungeon at 91, I assume. Yeah, 91. So yeah, the next one will be 93. I'm still at 92, but I might hit 93 soon. Who knows? I don't know how much of 92 is left. It is odds. 91, 93, 95. Yeah. Yep. Looks like the trail is going to be steep from here on in. Hope everyone is ready for some climbing. Glad I caught you. Ready Rock asked me to bring you back to the village. Oh boy, here we go. Says there's something she forgot to give you. Huh? Something other than the keystone? Yes, an item of great importance. Or so I was told. Shouldn't take long if you'd please follow me. Okay, but that's the suspicious music playing in the background. Wonder what this is all about. Well, no need for everyone to come. I'll be back in a little while. Oh god, don't. No, don't go alone. No. That was stupid. Don't go alone. Wait at the designated... Ugh, wait. God damn it, game. I get that Wook-Lamont's stupid. I don't understand why the wall is so stupid now. I don't get why the Warrior of Light is acting so stupid lately. Like, every time she rushes off into something that's obviously a trap, the Warrior of Light is just like, let's wait at the designated location. Well, just keep waiting for now, I suppose. Let's not. Idiots. Let's not just keep waiting, dumbasses. Perhaps there were complications. Well, let us wait a little longer. Why is everyone so stupid? Why is every character putting their stupidity on blast right now? Am I sitting here with my thumb up my ass? Yeah. I sat here like, oh, for fuck's sake, we know what she's like. Why am I sitting here with my thumb up my ass? Yeah. That's so dumb. It's like first the Warrior of Light waits, and then Kryle's like, huh, let's wait a little longer. And then Alphinaud's like, huh, let's wait a little longer. It's like, why are you all so dumb? She got lost on the way back to find us. No. Now there's only one road. Wouldn't underestimate Wook-Lamont's sense of direction. Or lack thereof. Certainly she has a link pearl. Let's see what's keeping her, shall we? Yeah, why did no one at least call her on the link pearl after the first wait? When she didn't come back. Why didn't anyone at least just use the link pearl right then? Why did we wait 2 more times? MSQ, but I need to do the post MSQ dungeons. She's not responding. Perhaps we should all return to Earthenshire. Is Ready Rock who had business with her, yes? No, probably not. Considering it was an obvious ass trap. Considering it was not a moblin, but instead supposedly one of the potsworn who ran up to us saying, hey, wait, please come back. When the moblins are supposed to be the caretakers of everyone in the village. And yet they sent one of the potsworn out where there were enemies on the road and stuff to tell us to come back. I don't buy that. And yet we all just stood around like idiots. 3 separate times. Like, the fact that it was not a moblin that came to get us, I was already like, that seems wrong. Again so soon. Come looking for Wooklamont. Did you not send someone to fetch her? It was broken. I can't use shift, which is fine with these low-level characters, and I've rebound a button to shift for a hot minute for typing. Really makes my muscle memory for playing my classes difficult, so wait for your keyboard. Oh, God. Lady Rock did not. Neither has she seen the third promise since you were last here. Yep. Who was that man who came for her? I thought you left already. Where is Lamati? Is she not with you? You don't know where she is? How could you let this happen? But thou shouldst worry for thy sister is understandable. Yet rather than assign blame, thine energy shall better spent on locating her. No, she wandered off with a suspiciously bright-haired dude in bandit country. Yeah. I'll help you search. This is not how I'd wish a fellow claimant to lose the contest, my sister least of all. In that case, dividing our forces will allow us to cover more ground. Ashton and I should work together at least. Better to facilitate communication between our groups. Cool, I get to spend time with Idiot Catboy. Idiot Catboys unite! Rest of us will split up. Report in should you find anything. See how decent of an actual, like, claimant he really is, which is probably not going to be very impressive to me. We'll be on our way as well. Right, keep in touch. Kona's a big nerd. Yeah, that's obvious. Dealist to a degree, but a huge nerd. Come, we should begin our search. Still not the final quest in this zone. Surprising. Like, the last quest in the zone will have an ether current on it, so I can tell when I'm not there. If Lumati was returning to Earthenshire from the west, then she should have passed through here. Except Ready Rock swears she didn't see her. In which case, it's entirely possible that Lamati never made it back to the village at all. The only way to be certain is to ask the sentry stationed at the opposite entrance. I was like, wait, it's not done? Yeah. Especially when the freaking ether current quests for the village popped up, and now I hit these quests, the MSQ ones, and it's like, wait, we're still not done? Usually the village ether current quests don't pop up until, like, just before you leave the area. Why are we going past Earthenshire out to the entrance, the other entrance of Earthenshire, to ask the sentry if he's seen Lamati? Like, if Wooklamont didn't make it back to the village, she should be back on the road the way we came, not on this side. But promise, Mabi has been standing at his post with diligent eye watchings. He has seen no claimants pass this way. Motavatono Walta, with brightly colored hair. Mabi knows something of this one. He has tongue flaps about a Pelu peddler in many fires, who is attacked by a crazy hair bandit on the road. Bandit, you say? Thank you, you've been most helpful. Sister is clearly not here. When we wish it were otherwise, we must consider the possibility that the Tonawaltan messenger and the brigand described by the sentry are one and the same, and that Lamati is in very real danger. Come, let's hurry to Many Fires. I'd like a word with this peddler, should they still be around. Tonawaltan. I forgot they freaking call the here Tonawalta. Yeah, dude, the names of, like, the tribes are so weird here. It's so odd getting used to, like, new naming for the races that we know, because the fact that they use tribe names here, it's just like, Wait, which one was which again? Oh, wait, Many Fires has a... Oops, I should have just teleported from the get-go. Oh, well. Reached the point where I can see the aetheryte on the horizon before I remembered it had one. It's like, oh wait, let's just teleport there. Is there something I could help you with? I'm told you were the victim of a bandit attack. Could you recount exactly what happened? Goodness, I thought I recognized you. I'll tell you everything I remember, Second Promise. It was that scoundrel, Wakesa, who ambushed me. You know the name of your attacker. There's no mistaking that hair. All my peddler friends have stories of that notorious bandit leader and his predations. Wakesa and his gang will stoop to any low for the sake of a few pel. And with no fresh quarry coming up the broken stairs, they've had to become more creative. Little wonder he went after Lamati, likely thinks to ransom her for a royal sum. Expect he'll soon make his demands, but I don't intend to wait. We'll find this villain first and deliver his deserved payment in person. What say you to a small deception? I will assume the role of a well-to-do merchant to lure Wakesa out of hiding. Then when he comes sniffing about, we catch the rat by the tail. If you like. Sure. An excellent plan. I have just the right garments for your disguise. At a specially discounted price, of course. A brush with bandits hasn't dampened your mercantile spirit, I see. Very well, I accept your generous deal. This is such a weird diversion. Like, here's all this important, interesting MSQ going on. Wait a minute. Here, have 3 or 4 extra quests where your promise gets kidnapped by bandits. Like, this is such just out of left field. Wait, we didn't put enough quests in this part of the MSQ. Here, have a couple more. Bandit injures you, we can look the other way briefly. God. If I was to make my presence known. You follow on behind, boasting to those along the way how you paid me a hefty purse in exchange for a rare gemstone or some such. If Okesa is coin-hungry as they say, then a recently enriched peddler should be an irresistible mark. We let him strike, and then we spring our trap. Time to play our parts. Follow him and try not to fall by... Oh my god! With any luck, I don't have to worry about him glancing at me. I fucking hate these quests because in previous ones, they'll just like suddenly jerk 180 degrees out of nowhere just to throw you off so you have to hide behind stuff. I hate those. I hate those quests. I despise those quest types. But if this one's just follow him and it doesn't matter, then so be it. There, that's your brawl fellow. Share with him how happy your imaginary deal with me has made you. Once you put on an appropriate display, we can continue to our next performance. This is so dumb as a quest. This is a really dumb quest. Like, follow him, and now do random emotes rather than just talking to people. I heard gemstone from that Hetzaro merchant, you say? Hetzaro, that's what it is. Forgot the Catboy one, Hetzaro. Envy the profit he must have made from such a sale. Since the stairs were destroyed, I've not been able to peddle goods at my usual haunts. Like, this is way too obvious. This is super obvious. I had to catch up to him and talk to him and then go to the Jabral and then go back to Kona. This is like the most obvious thing I've ever seen. You'd have to be really stupid to fall for this con. Sorry, but I would make certain Wakesa is aware of me. Let's continue. This is really stupid to think that anyone would actually fall for this. Like, if I let him get too far away, he just stops and turns around at me anyway. So it's obvious I'm following him. I'm also talking to him just before talking to anyone else. It's, like, super obvious what's going on here. Yeah, you would have to be super blind or super stupid not to notice that this was some sort of con. Sparklestone for your collection? That explains your giant joy smiles. Mavi is happy for your happiness. Mavi is also jealous of the merchant and all the jingly shines he must have made. This is a really stupid quest, man. Not stupid in concept, stupid in actual practice. like that's an okay concept. Yeah, let's pretend he's a merchant and try and lay a trap for the bandit. Sure, makes sense. The way we're going about it is the dumbest. Passing peddler had the very gemstone you sought for your collection. That is a stroke of luck. I wager the merchant was just as pleased to fill his pockets with your grateful coin, eh? I'm inspired to go and earn some pel of my own. Who knows, maybe opportunity will find me even as it found you. This is so dumb. I can't believe you're falling for it. You're a terrible bandit. Dude, he's watching us. Don't talk to me. Are you kidding me? Even in the cutscene, Kona does the dumbest thing he can possibly do to make this not work. You customer, the profit from that single purchase of yours should see me through weeks of idle leisure. Traveling with such a fat person, no sellswords is tempting fate, so I shall make Earthenshire my last stop, and then return forthwith to Tuliala. You're an idiot. You're the worst bandit in any game or media I think I have ever seen. You fell for the most obvious trap possible. By far the worst bandit in any form of media I have ever seen. Not many talents, just as Thanker Naryanje described. Now let us lure Wakesa out and spring our trap. A brother's duty. Still gotta go save his sister, even if he doesn't always get along with her. Let's get the final stage of the plan, and even if she is his competition. Set out towards Earthenshire alone and unarmed. The better to sell the act of a defenseless merchant. Assuming Wakesa is watching, he will likely wait for some quiet stretch of the road before accosting me. I'll be relying on you to follow closely behind, remaining hidden until the time comes to spring the trap. Now is the terrible version of this quest. So remember, we need him alive. Oh, wait at the designated location? Really? Are you not going to force me to do the horrible garbage stalking quest? I will thank you 1,000 times over if you don't, and curse you 1,000 times over if you do, game. Because these stalking quests are the worst. They are horrible garbage. Where you can lose the whole frickin' duty just because some jackass decided to suddenly turn around out of nowhere. I hate these types of quests in every single game that has them. Oh god, it is gonna make me do it, isn't it? Maybe not? Maybe it'll just skip to where he's getting accosted? Oh, thank god, it doesn't look like it is making me do it. Whew! Good. In fact, I hope they rip the 2 or 3 of them that they had in Endwalker out of Endwalker. Straight up remove those parts of the quests and just make them like a cutscene instead. And never put them in the game again. They're the worst type of quest. The business has been good to you, Master Merchant. How about you share some of the profits? And by some, I mean every coin you have. Let's party, jackasses! The gemstone collector. You see what this is? We've been tricked. Yeah, I mean, you deserved it. You deserve every ounce of it with how dumb you are to walk right into this. Spit in your eye. Men, kill these Vidral. Slippery vermin. We'll have to interrogate his underlings instead. You'd be so kind, Ashran. Pray leave them capable of speech. I'll try. But I've just recently picked up this class, and it is all about hack and slashing at supersonic speed, so... I'll try? Good luck. I'll try to leave them breathing. What? I didn't get to use my burst again. Again, I triggered my burst and they all died. I tried to do 2 cycles so I can build up both of my buffs before I go into my big burst damage, but they all just die too fast. Hoping to talk with your boss, but I suppose you 3 will have to do. Wait, that's the second promise. What do you want with us? I think I'm scared of a fancy title. I'll take your royal ears as a trophy as soon as I get free of these ropes. I know your gang is behind my sister's abduction. Tell me where she is. Eat pack of shit, salt lover. You'll get no answers from us. That's right. We don't serve you. Do not play games with me. Where is Wook Lamont? Just pull your gun and point it at them. Pull your gun on them, dude. Go for it. I'm fast losing patience. Talk now or die. The choice is yours. We were hired to nab the 3rd promise, that's all. We don't know where they took her. Hired by whom? We weren't told that either. Only Wakesa knows. He's the one who took the job. Seems we needed the leader after all. As I've arranged for the Landsguard to take custody of these criminals, I'll call on Thancred for his tracking skills. Perhaps you could pursue Wakesa in the meantime. Wait, how many extra quests are in here? Are they about to set me off on a whole nother series of quests to find another way to find Wook Lamont? This is stupid. Bandit was running in an easterly direction. Should you locate him, it's just you shadow him rather than force it. God damn it, the game is still trying to force me to shadow people. This stupid game and its stupid new playstyles are still trying to force me into the most garbage playstyle of any game imaginable. The stupid shadowing bullshit that gets you caught out in a millisecond by the dumbest methods available. Like, it was the worst thing that they ever added to Endwalker, and they just won't let it go. I don't know whose idea was that they think that all this fucking Assassin's Creed bullshit that they added in Endwalker is somehow cool mission types. This shit was old and trite garbage back when Assassin's Creed was still doing it. It's really old now. Like, it was the worst mission type in Assassin's Creed, and now, 10 years too late to the fucking party, Square Enix thinks it's cool? Like, why would you do that? Ah, fuck off. Yeah, fuck off. Everything about this mission sucks. Sorry for being so negative, but I refuse to not be negative about this kind of trash. Said it before, I'll say it again. This shit was old and boring and terrible in Assassin's Creed. Square is 10 goddamn years too late to this party, and even if they weren't, it wouldn't be fun. Put a tree between me and him. Just in case. You always have to wait for that one moment. Every one of these missions has one of those fucking one moments where the person will just like stop and jerk 180 degrees instantly to try and catch you out if you haven't been hiding properly. Need some Metal Gear Solid music. Like, that's the problem, is you always have to wait and watch for that one moment, because they'd add one in every single one of these follow missions, where you're just following the person normally, and then suddenly they decide, boom, 180 degree turns out of nowhere. Shit, he stopped. Okay, get in there. I was enjoying Dawntrail. I was enjoying Dawntrail right up until they added this trash from Endwalker back in. I hate this mission type. I hate everything about it. I hated it in Assassin's Creed. I hate it even more in Final Fantasy XIV. That being said, other than this mission, Dawntrail has been great. Especially that 92 solo duty was a lot of fun. Trust me, this is better than the Endwalker one. Well, I did notice they added a couple of features to this one. They did add one or two features to this one to make it kind of less shitty. In that, like, they're showing his zone that he can catch you in, and it seems a lot smaller than the one in Endwalker, where it's like if you happen to be within their sight, you got caught. And stuff like that. They're using a lot more markers, and they seem to have really weakened their ability to catch you in this one. I will say that. You're right. It doesn't seem as terrible as the Endwalker one was. That being said, this is a terrible mission type. This was always one of the worst mission types in Assassin's Creed games. Always one of the worst mission types in Assassin's Creed games. And now we're 10 years too late to the party, and Square thinks this is a cool mission type. Like, this was always the worst mission type. Finally, my money, give it to me now. Landsguard may be hunting us already. Calm yourself. We had our own troubles finding a suitable hideaway. Yeah, when you follow that stupid kid, that one was the worst, man. And she was the one who really forced me to do it like 3 times. First, because I just didn't get behind cover in time. Second, because of that time when she just stops and just immediately turns around 180, just out of nowhere, for no reason. She didn't hear anything. She didn't sense anything. She was just walking and then just stopped and immediately spun around. And it's like, what the... How was I supposed to know that was coming? And the goddamn warble on the path. Yeah, that too. Right. We're finished. Take your prize and leave me out of the rest. You had to pray to Zodiac and Morble wouldn't turn to you, very much. Stility, you were hurting for coin. I offered you gainful employment of the kindness of my heart. Kindness? You brought a blackened tempest upon us.
Well, this calls for a celebration.
Thank you for the follow, Mugen 6.
I will.
That is a heck of a name there. Thank you for the follow. And look, I could tell that man was a killer. Butcher. Salted devil. Well, I hate this too. Yes, I know. It's terrible. I don't know why they thought it was suddenly cute to add this mission type into the game in Endwalker. That being said, as I said, you is right. This version in Dawntrail isn't quite as bad as the one in Endwalker was. They made it easier. I really wish they'd just get rid of it. Butcher. Salted devil in the flesh. Oh, spare me your fearful bleating. Go on, scamper away now before the scary mercenary comes to claim your head. I'm probably gonna claim that Mammal Jaw's head. Gona told me the news. You found the abductor then? What's the situation? This is Thancred. Sorry. Just remembered he called me on the link pearl. You think the bandits were hired by this Ubigo? Alright, new strategy. Forget Wakessa. Stay on the Mammal Jaw's tail. We don't want to endanger the third promise, so keep your distance till we're certain they have her. Dude, if you make me trail another person, I'm gonna shoot you, Thancred. Catch up to you as soon as I'm able. I will say this chunk absolutely feels like someone realized, wait, we didn't put enough missions in the 92 MSQ. Crap. Throw this in. This 100% feels like someone forgot to put enough missions in the 92 MSQ and they just threw this shit in at the end. Like, Wook Lamont gets kidnapped by bandits, and instead of realizing it's an obvious trap, we stand around waiting 3 times in a row. And then we have to run around with Kona for an hour. And then you have a couple of trailing missions. Yeah, that'll stretch out the time frame. That'll do it. I don't know if this tree works. Like, this looks like something out of a comedy sketch where he'll turn around and there'll be a tiny post with an obvious Catboy standing behind it. But he still won't see me. This guy's not turning around much. Your elbow's just sticking out around the tree. No, like, he looks over, there's a post, and you see 2 cat ears sticking out on either side. And he's just like, yeah, no one seems to be there. And then just keeps going. Well, does this look suspicious at all? Just a post with a cat ear out of either side and like my arms. He's just like, guess it was just the wind. We also have enemies that were sort of running around here too, which could be annoying, but most of them generally tend to be off of the path that these guys are taking. So it's not too bad. Yeah, this one wasn't nearly as bad as the one in Endwalker. That being said, I'm still 100% on the side of they should just take these missions out of the game. Not the missions. They don't have to get rid of the missions. The idea of Wuklamot's captured, you have to track these guys to find her, that's fine. Take this gameplay element out of the game. Just make it a cutscene. Just make it a cutscene. No matter how much they improve this type of gameplay, I am 100% on the side of no, just get rid of it. Just 100% get rid of it. It was shit, and it was utter trash in Assassin's Creed. It's not gotten any better in the last 15, 20 years. Why did you put it in the game? Just get rid of it. Improved very slightly over the Endwalker stalking mechanic. Yeah. It's better. Doesn't make it any good, but it is better than Endwalkers. And he swims off. And is she just like on the boat and they're gonna set it adrift or something? Or what's going on here? Oh, the huge manatee. There.
Better late than never.
You were finally able to make your stupid joke, Baron. Oh, the huge manatee. Now you've made up for not being there during my dungeon run.
That Mamulja. He's the one who kidnapped Wuklamart.
He's the one who hired people to do it on someone else's dime, I'm guessing.
So we're still unsure. If we can follow him a bit longer, confirm his connection to the abductors.
Sure, why not? Had to follow him twice already.
That will complicate matters.
Mm-hmm. Kona. Looks like we're going downriver.
Confound it!
How did Kona even get
If
here?
I set out now,
I had
can
to
trail
track
along
them.
the
How did
riverbank.
Kona even get here?
Do it!
Even if it costs you the contest.
What worth is the throne if I lose my sister to win it?
Now he's learning. Finally, he's letting his balls drop, turning from a
Very
boy
well, then.
into a man.
I'll send word when I locate her. Till then,
At last.
I suggest you save your strength. A rescue attempt could turn ugly.
Assuming I had Ling prone, Thancred said where to go, and then he ran. Maybe. I guess that explains it well enough. I don't think Thancred would be quite so stupid to give him, like, the location of the guys. He'd
That
probably
holy
tell him where
gorgeous
to
now.
meet me and Thancred
I
instead.
swear
but
I've seen him with
still.
Bakul Jaja. Knowing the way that
That wouldn't
monster
surprise me
works,
at all.
He probably hired bandits to kidnap her so he could steal her keystones.
Maybe.
But even alone, my sister
Maybe not.
is more than a match for a gang of untrained ruffians.
Mm-hmm.
She must have been ambushed or deceived.
Yeah, I've already said it, but Bakul Jaja is, like, not shaping up to really be much of a villain. Like, he's just not. I may end up being wrong about this. I am only up to 92 in the MSQ, but for now I think I'll just call him, like, Groose Jaja. Because he 100% feels like Groose to me. As if, like, at the beginning of the game, they're, like, being like, oh, he's gonna definitely be someone against you. He might be a villain. He might be but he's too stupid to be a villain. He's just an idiot. Bakul Jaja feels infinitely too stupid to be an actual villain in this
Those
game.
bastards have hurt her.
Babbing's Jar Jar. God. Thought you were the cool-headed one. I won't be an asshole right now.
I do trust him, but... Forgive me. Snapping at you won't get my sister back.
Good to know he cares. I mean, I always pretty much assumed he cared, but he didn't show it very much. Zoraljaw doesn't seem to
Thought of
care.
her being in danger sends me into a panic.
Jesus, Baron. Where do you even find this crap? I assume you just type Jar Jar Binks into the search bar, but still, the stuff you find is crazy, man.
But isn't that how families should be?
These days, Turali Mikote live however they please. But the clan into which I was born kept to the nomadic traditions of our ancestors. They herded their own neck across the plains, always moving with the seasons.
Mm-hmm.
During one such migration, my birth parents left me behind. A child. All alone. Without a single word of explanation.
Well, hello there. What was that? Oh, yeah, that is trash that I want banned. Yep, 100% ban that idiot. I don't know how well that works. Like, I just reported that on YouTube. Like, reported it, right? But the problem is, the way my stream is set up, I may have just reported Restream bot rather than reporting Ricker. Because, like, it was Restream bot that reposted that over to YouTube. So when I report it, hopefully an actual human being with actual eyes and not just an algorithm looks at it and sees, oh, this was just a bot reposting something. Let's look at the person who posted it. Rather than just filing a report on Restream bot, because that's not what I want. Oh, and I see Baron already took the ban hammer to him over here. Okay, good. Yeah, it auto times them out. I usually don't end up banning them, but just because I don't want to go in and try and get the name and type the ban out or whatever. I guess if someone comes back and does it, I don't have a problem with the fact that you ban him. I'm perfectly fine with that. The shit he was trying to hawk, I don't want it here. That being said, I'm just too lazy generally to ban them after Stream Elements already times them out. But I guess if someone comes back and tries to do it a second time, I'd go ahead and take the time to actually ban them.
A chance encounter with a kind Pelu merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade that I might fend for myself. I became a stallkeeper in Tuliyolal's markets. And that is where the Dawn servant found and adopted me. I had already been in the palace some time when Lamachi came to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude and wanted to spare her that suffering. As this tiny child's new brother, I swore I would always be there for her. So, as you might now understand, I will stop at nothing to rescue her. While we await word from Thancred, I suggest we prepare ourselves to travel downriver. You have a boat, yes?
And tons of other means of traveling, too. Unlike Zorlja, who's just a big bitch. Yeah.
Why release the punity if not to delay pursuit?
Yeah.
If we were unsure of their guilt before, then this surely proves it. Before we act, however, let us regroup with your comrades.
Like, Zorlja does not seem to care. Zorlja does not seem to care at all for his siblings. Maybe I'm wrong and he just buries it deep down, but Zorlja seems stupid and uncaring as a brother.
Understood. We'll meet you.
Utterly idiotic as a leader and very uncaring as a brother. He, on the other hand, seems more like he could end up being a real threat. I don't think Zorlja will end up being a villain. I don't think we get through the MSQ without having to fight him. Whether it's part of a duty or part of a dungeon or what, I don't think we get through the MSQ without having a full-blown fight with Zoral Jaw. That being said, I don't think Zoral Jaw ends up being a legit villain. Not from what I've seen. I think we eventually bring him around to realizing just how stupid he's been, but not without a fight first. But I'd say it's about a 50-50 coin flip right now on whether I think Surreal Jaw ends up becoming a villain. And I think most of that relies on whether how much of his loyalty to Zoral Jaw is legitimate and how much is just for his own gain. But rescuing Lamati ahead of my own progress. But do not take that to mean I've given up on the contest. I understand how important she is to me. Yet regardless of how close we were, I would have made this same choice. After all, if I am incapable of saving my sister while also winning the throne, then I am not fit to inherit our father's heavy mantle. God, the number of quests. God, the number of quests! Even this isn't the last one. The number of freaking quests, man. The number of just random quests they shoved in at the end here suddenly. All of this just like massive diversion from the actual main story. And it's just like all this stuff that really should have been maybe side content is just shoved in the middle here. I mean, I don't know how this would be side content given that the main character of the storyline got kidnapped. This couldn't possibly be non-MSQ. That being said, it feels so tacked on at the end of this section. Zone feels like a bit weirdly paced to me, like they changed. Yeah, it 100% feels to me like they changed it. It feels to me like they did all the Earthenshire stuff, and then we pressed on to the next zone, and that was it for this zone. They even dropped the Ether Current quests when I felt like I was done with Earthenshire. They dropped the last Ether Current quests on me, and I did them. And then I went on. And then suddenly here's 8 quests in a row that have nothing to do with the zone, with Earthenshire, with anything. It just happens to be bandits and some bullshit of maybe Bakul Jaja, or maybe just someone who's with him kidnapping Wuklamant. It's like, suddenly they threw in this completely detached storyline at the end as if like they didn't think the zone was long enough. It 100% feels like someone just threw this in suddenly at the end without thinking too hard on it because they needed more content to fill out this part of the MSQ or something. Allow me to brief everyone on our present situation. Blah blah, yada yada yada, blah 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 yada yada blah. Sorry. Every time it just cuts away, I just like blah 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 blah. Because, like, just talk on something and say anything and whatever. So at the very least, I believe this Huigo knows where Lamati has been taken. Thancred is shadowing their boat even as we speak, and I should like to join him with all haste. Unfortunately, our quarry had the foresight to release your Puniti from its harness, leaving us without the means to give pursuit. I mean, there's 100 other means to give pursuit. I could teleport downriver. I'm sure I have a place downriver that I could teleport to. Simlish. Simlish. I could go back through the cave system that we used to get up here. There's like at least 3 ways off the top of my head I can think of that we could go downriver. We don't need to just sit here and wait. Erenville, as an expert on wildlife, what are our chances of recapturing the beast? I mean, non-existent. It already swam away. With the right mix of feed, it can be done. I should like an extra hand to help scatter it about, however. To accompany him, Ashland. Meanwhile, the rest of us should work on getting the harness repaired. It appears to have been damaged when the Puniti was set loose. With all the peddlers here in camp, we should have little trouble purchasing replacement materials. As for any necessary metalwork, Earthenshire's artisans are but a short walk away. Dude, this legit feels like the beginning of like 3 more quests at least before I hit the end here. This 100% feels like it was tacked on at the last minute. Let's divide the tasks and have at it. Like, shit, we need like 8 more quests in the 92 section of MSQ. It's too short. I don't know. She gets kidnapped. And then we have to talk to Thancred and Kona. Then you can track her. But then you have to run a bunch of side bullshit that no one cares about to, like, fix your ship. And then, like, yeah, it feels like someone made up this section off the top of their head when someone was like, crap, it's not enough story. The aggressive herd of wild punities downriver. So our girl will have fled in the opposite direction. Come, we'll try the waters upriver. %1,000% last minute tacked on MSQ. Ah, beautiful. Such a majestic beast. Such a perfect mount. Either that or they changed something because the leveling experience didn't line up properly for those. Just beeline the MSQ. That, too. That could be it. I'm up to 93 now. I actually did raise my 92 up a bit. I got about 2/3 of the way up towards 93 because I remembered that my Paladin, even though I was at 92 in the MSQ, my Paladin was already 93. I know he was outpacing it, so I didn't need to go that far, but I couldn't remember how much of 92 I did before the solo duty. I think it was only like 1 or 2 quests. So I probably could have just got to 92 and been fine. But that being said, I wasn't certain of that, so I didn't want to get outpaced by the MSQ at all, so I went ahead and got like 2/3 of the way up to 93 before coming back here. But yeah, with all this random crap crammed into 92, I didn't need to worry about outpacing the MSQ at all. This MSQ comes to a crashing halt. Like, this MSQ finishes, and then everything just crashes to a halt for 8 more quests at 92. Assuming our opportunity has come this way, she'll be hiding in the depths of Marsh Ligaka. We need to lure her back to the shallows with the promise of food. Wild punities eat mainly aquatic grasses and plants, but the tame ones are often fed vegetable scraps. Knowing this, I added leftovers to the feed I've prepared. This should help the mixture stand out against the marsh's natural scents. Leftovers? I like that. Yeah, yesterday's dinner has become today's feed to catch this creature. Ligaka is crawling with predators, however, so I'll leave it to you to scatter feed deeper in. I'll be waiting for you near the shallows with the rest of our Punity's enticing feast. I also love how the character leans back, like this thing is moving too fast for him. He's just like, stop, wait, hold on, Dodo! Any mount that I get where it looks like my character is barely hanging on for dear life is hilarious to me. Like the pods or spectral stat ice or the dodo or things like that, where it's just like my character looks utterly uncool in every possible way while riding that mount. It's the funniest to me. Unity? There it is. I mean, I'm in the shallows. I didn't even go very deep here. Puniti feet along the water's edge. Okay, we're leading it back to, like, really shallow area. have to remember to turn that back down when I go back to record some more stuff with no money. Ready? For probably a fight with some creatures before we get the Panuti back. Well, set. I've just finished laying out the last of the bait. Step back out of sight, and I'll leave the rest to me. Yes, she is. Well, hello there. Shh, there's nothing to be afraid of. We just need your help one last time. You're hungry, I wager. Come on, come with me. And then the bunny boy got swallowed up in one gulp. Yes, there's a good girl. Sorry, that's a different fan fiction. We'll be fine here, I think. I'll give her a few more treats, then lead her over to the boat. You can let Kona know we have our Panuti back. Can I just teleport straight back? Yes, I can. Honestly, it's not too far away. I probably could have run it with the mount, but whatever. Wait, I didn't tag this alpaca keep? I definitely have the etherite, so it doesn't matter too much, but I'm surprised I didn't. Bill has the Panuti in hand, then. Good. I expected nothing less from a certified gleaner. As for the harness, we were able to purchase all the parts we need. The Levier twins are over in Earthenshire right now, having the pot swarm make the repairs. Dugong, Dugong, it's the cow of the sea. Dugong, Dugong, also known as the manatee. Damn it. Oh, man. Told it shouldn't take long. We'll be ready to embark on a rescue mission as soon as we hear from Thancred. Finally, there's the last quest in this zone. It's also a 92, that's interesting. This had the makings of leading me almost into like a trial or a dungeon, but maybe not if this is a 92 quest. Thancred must know something by now. You found her. Doesn't have wings because that's silly. It doesn't live in a tree. That would also be silly compared to the dolphin. It's very close cousin. It's quite ugly, so very ugly. To invoke his name, Thancred followed the Ubigo's boat to its destination. Confirmed that they are indeed holding my sister captive. They, of course, being Bakul Jaja and his minions. Swear I will make them regret this. The Matia is in rich leaf tunnels. The moment the harness is repaired, we strap in the Panuti and make our way back down the Ihuikatumu. Ugh. All this like South American sort of like naming conventions and items and people and tribes and food, and I know not all of it's actually South American, a lot of it's I'm sure just made up, but all the South American-esque stuff is just really throwing me because it is not like a culture or a language or any of that I'm really familiar with, so it's finally just like hitting a wall of like, how the fuck do I pronounce this? I think that's something to do with Blurb, but Blurb has decided not to let you load from YouTube, so you cannot, yeah.
The third promise is up ahead. She's unharmed, but we best not dally.
Cool. MP3 is the longer version, but same portal art can't be bothered. Eh.
I spit
How is
on these
attacking the
pathetic
other
feats.
contestants?
Far more satisfying to claim the baubles by force.
How is attacking the fellow contestants not against the rules? I mean, I guess maybe they wanted people to be able to defend themselves and prove they're capable of the throne, that they can fight their own battles or whatever, maybe, but I don't know if they ever specifically stated. I mean, I guess they didn't specifically state you couldn't attack the other contestants, but I don't think they ever specifically stated you could either. So the fact that Bakul Jaja has gotten away with this shit like 5 times in a row, stuff that's like, how did he not get disqualified instantly the moment he did this? Like 3, 4, 5 times in a row I've seen stuff like that happen. It's like, I just don't get it. I mean, he attacked random civilians in one of the tribes to try and steal the boat from them, and they didn't disqualify him. Let's see what the dipshit does next. Yeah.
Give it back! Forzenten poured his everything into that stone. You've no right to touch it.
Oh, was that the name of your artisan? How could you allow something so precious to be stolen?
You thieving cheat! You're no true claimant!
What does that make the foolish kitty who fell into my trap? If pitiful roars were all it took to claim the throne, you'd be first in line. Now, brother. You shouldn't tease her. Look, the poor thing's on the verge of tears.
Yeah, this bro should have been disqualified like 3 times over by now.
Yeah.
Stayed up too long as it is.
Someone
To go to bed.
save me.
That's okay, Barrett. I'm probably just gonna finish this zone. Maybe I'm gonna try to get through the 92 MSQ. I don't know if that ends as soon as the zone ends or if it goes on a little longer. I might just finish up as soon as I'm done with the zone. I'm not gonna go much longer, I don't think. Good night.
Who did that?
I like the Coda just fucking popped him. Finally, someone who has
Scales
the
are as thick as
nerve
his
to just
skulls.
pull out a gun during the monologue and shoot the idiot. Like, I've been begging this game to let me do what Kona just did there like 100 times over. Like, stop staying here and letting them monologue at me. Just pull out the gun and shoot them. Shoot them now. Shoot them right this second. Let me shoot them right now, game. Right this second. Right this instant. I can stop their entire plot right now. Thank you. Like, stop just letting them get away with it and let me shoot them.
You dare ambush me?
Finally, someone just pulled out a gun and shot him. I love that. Coward, you dare ambush me, says the kidnapper. Is the blessed sibling's favorite tactic.
That useless Buddha was sycophant. He was supposed to keep the lackeys running in circles.
Oh, you must tell me all about that.
Careful now. You wouldn't want to hit our hostage.
Oh, shut up. How about I challenge you? How about I challenge you and all 3 of your soldiers to a one-on-one fight? Would that give you the nerve to put her down and
That
just
one's
come
not
out?
to be underestimated.
I like that his reason, brother, is like, don't underestimate that guy.
While we have
Except Thancred. This is Thancred. Yep, that was definitely Thancred. Not bad, Coda. Especially considering she's twice your size. Good job catching her.
Impeccable timing.
Amachi, Are you alright?
You can just hear it. Like, that hurt like a motherfucker when she landed on him because she's like twice as big as him. I am glad that he's like, oh, are you okay? It's just like, oh, that hurt.
Thanks to you.
I like that the game didn't pretend he was perfectly fine after catching her.
These weaklings think they can defy us? We'll slaughter the lot of them!
Patience,
Trial?
brother. The keystone is ours. There is no need to
No.
fight this day.
Solo
Ezra
duty?
has
No.
left us hurting.
So they're just gonna run away?
No! I won't stop until I gut these maggots and feed them their
Yeah.
entrails.
I hope Resolve wins out, because I want to fight this guy already. He's been a pain in my butt long enough.
If we fall here, we fail our siblings for nothing. Is that what you want?
No, he's just gonna run away.
No, brother. Break off! We retreat!
Wait! Damn you, Bakul Jaja!
I wonder if he still had the keystones, because I don't think you ever got him back.
Do we give chase?
We head back. Hamachi is safe. And that is what matters.
Dislocated his shoulder trying to catch her. You're a lot bigger than I remember, sister. Like, Glad to see you unharmed, Lamati. Thanks again for coming to my rescue, Connor. And all of you, too. I mean, we were the ones who just stood around 3 times in a row like morons after you walked right into an obvious trap. So it's kind of our fault. Cool Jaja must be desperate indeed to resort to such aggressive tactics. Really stupid. These are the only tactics he can resort to. Shouldn't have been so careless. I underestimated him and it cost me a keystone. Von Fontaine upended his life so that I could accomplish the Moblin's feat. He believed in me, believed in my cause, and I've let them down. Well, first of all, we're already in the Moblin village. I'm pretty sure if you walk back and go, Bakul Jaja stole the keystone, they just give you another keystone, probably. But that being said, even if we don't, I'm sure we'll get the keystone back from Bakul Jaja later. So we take back what was stolen. Like, there's nothing to cry about here. We beat Bakul Jaja into the dirt, and we take the keystone back. He deserves every bit of it. Like, that's all there is to it. It's not like we're not going to run into him again. We're on the same, like, trials. We'll find him again, and next time I will put his ass in the dirt, just like Zoral Jaw did, and we'll take the keystone back. Time to meet that brute, I'll knock him straight on his scaly behind and take back my keystone. Now that's what I'm talking about. Speaking of vengeance, didn't Bakul Jaja curse some useless Bunewa sycophant when he caught sight of us? A reference to Saril Jah, I would assume. He is devoted to our brother and is the only Bunewa I know of participating in the rite of succession. If Zoral Jah was somehow involved in this, we'll never forgive him for putting our sister in danger. He will have forfeited his right to be called brother. He's such a child. He's like, I'll never call him brother again. It's like, he deserves a lot more than that if he was involved in this, but I'm not so sure he was. I think Surreal Jaw may have acted on his own. Kuljaja should face punishment, of course. But so must the bandits who had the temerity to abduct Lamati. I shall request that Father send a contingent of Landsguard to enforce the law in this region. I agree that measures need to be taken to keep travelers safe. But I wonder what pushed these people towards a life of banditry in the first place. If we dig deeper, we might find a way to improve things for everyone. Oh, if you're talking about side quests, that shit is not getting done anytime this year, girl. Like, that is not happening. Although you are putting your brother in his place, and that he's realizing that you're probably much better as a leader than he will be. It is something to think about. For now, however, the rite continues. Thank you all for your help. Yeah, I probably am about done with 92. I mean, I don't know for certain, but I just sort of feel like by finishing up this section of the MSQ and getting this ether current, and the fact that they tacked on suddenly like another 8 quests out of nowhere, this probably is the end of the 92 MSQ, and we'll be moving on to 93. We better him. Zoral Jazz gained a good head start, and it's time we clawed back some lost ground. That's okay. Like, even if Zoral Jaw reaches the Golden City before us, I don't think he's going to be able to accomplish whatever's expected of him. In fact, they'd probably devour him alive, whatever is there. Really, I'm sorry this happened. From now on, I won't let my guard down around suspicious strangers. And again, I do appreciate you all coming to save me. Boom, 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 boom. Free bird in Kozama Uka. Alley-oop! Fly, my stupid little dodo. Fly with your tiny, tiny little wings that couldn't possibly carry us. They could not possibly carry your big fat body. My beautiful, majestic mount, we fly through Kozama Uka now. These teeny, tiny wings. Oh my god. Yep, done with Kozama Uka. Next, back to Okapacha. 93. We're there. Alright. It is 8 minutes earlier than I usually would, but what the hell? I stand to do some other stuff today. We got all the way through the 92 MSQ. We'll be picking up on the 93 MSQ. Not... Am I going to stream on Monday? I have a doctor's appointment on Monday, but that'll get done fast. Nope, but then I'm running some errands with my mom on Monday after that, I think. So I probably won't be streaming on Monday. I might. If I get back home early enough that I feel like it's a good time to, I might try to stream on Monday, in which case it will be Dawntrail MSQ. Otherwise, my next stream will be on Wednesday, and that will be ARR MSQ on my free trial character. We are getting to some serious MSQ stuff, the All Good Things quest, so ARR is about to pick up in drama, that's for sure. But for today, I will go ahead and leave it off here. But I will first pop over to Twitch, try and find us someone to raid, see if we got anyone doing anything interesting on my friends list. I do not want to follow any of those people there, they don't need my help. Once Human, Retro Games, M4S, no. They're just having a birthday celebration, no. Retro Games, Cult of the Lamb, Party, no. 96 MSQ, that's a little too much. I don't want to spoil myself or my viewers, really. Dawntrail, blah, blah, blah. So I don't think I'm going to someone on 14. Unless I go to a random? I could. I've been popping into, like, random streams to raid into lately, which has been kind of interesting. I don't know. I'm always a little hesitant to raid into random streams because, like, I have no idea what the streamer is like. But maybe I'll see if there's a random doing anything interesting. Stormblood post MSQ. Baby Sprout figuring it out. That might be fun, actually. Maps. Wait, am I not already following him? I should be. Learning group, solo 14 challenge. Am I not already following him? I should be. Let me check those out on my own time, though. Endwalker, MSQ. They don't need my help, though. Golden City, finally, so they're deeper into the Dawntrail, MSQ. Level 97. How I'm taking, blah, 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 blah. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, they don't need my help. They've got plenty. No idea what they're doing. Savage Prog? I think that might be M4 stuff or whatever. Day 2 ARR? Oh, they don't need my help, though. First time Endwalker 8-man raids. Oh, see, now that could be interesting. Alright, let's check one of these. Let's see what they're up to. See if either of these look interesting. Someone who's in Stormblood stuff, and someone who's doing the Endwalker Pandemonium raids. Wait, is that Stormblood? Oh, I think that's Omega. I think they're doing Omega. I've been going for about an hour. You know what? Never rated this person before, but you know what? Let's try it. Let's go ahead and try it. Looks kind of cute. No idea what they're like. Let's go see, No, wait. They have subscriber-only chat on? Oh yeah, follower-only chat. Let's not. No thanks. I don't have anything against them using follower-only chat, but since it's a random person I haven't watched before, I'm not a follower, I'm not gonna raid in there with a bunch of people who probably have no idea, blah blah blah, whatever. Endwalker 8-mans. Yeah. Alright. Then we'll try this one instead. Boom! Let me grab the URL and drop it in this chat. Anyone on Twitch who gets left behind by the raids, anyone on YouTube who'd like to join us on the raids, you can go ahead and just click on that, and it will take you right over to their channel, and I will see you guys over there, and then I will see you guys again maybe Monday for more Dawntrail, or guaranteed Wednesday for more of the free trial completionist playthrough. Alright. See you guys later. Thanks for being here today.